C.
Zone pulling off towards Harborside.
Let's see where we're looking at, and a little fly through over Stronghold. I'm seeing some trails.
I think they got that wrong. It should be B versus C.
That is going to be 5 fears. So seeing Falcons out of the lobby.
Y'all are thinking these? Okay.
That they feel a lot more comfortable with. I don't play them. Try and make it happen. But look at this down at Control. There is a lot going on, and same thing at Factory as well. We see
Lennon go over to Control
and Echo. They've landed on over here and are looking to get active early on.
Yeah,
B versus C is tomorrow?
So 3 teams landed on boat, which was interesting to watch. But we get a bit of a glimpse at the back end of this. It's going to be Vortex and Co. This EXO Esports, sorry, not Vortex and Co. Who will win some of the fights against nadeshot, but Volcom then trades it on out. Javi will be there to clean it up.
Yeah, Fif's in the seat right here.
Long enough in order to ensure you come back in. But VKA were the other part of this equation, and Kazu, he's tucked himself in just to stay alive. It's basically a 1v1v1 here. Javi will come out on top. nadeshot, though, has landed in behind. Can Go stay up? Yes, is the answer. But still that 1v1v1 going on as players float from the skies.
If you're 100 Thieves right now, you're loving this. You had to deal with so many contests through your first 3 games of the day. You get a little bit of a break. You come back in for the last 3.
Where do Thieves land? Control?
All of the action's happening down below you. You finally get Control Center for free.
Okay, yeah, they're landing Control.
All of these teams who are trying to play spoiler to you have to go ahead, battle it out down on the boat. And you're loving that because you're just watching all of these kills happen on the kill feed.
I would not land here.
You're just feeling a lot more secure, and that's what I think 100 Thieves in this first game of our last series of the day.
Yeah,
too many railings, too many, like, not landing boat.
A little bit, as we see Gabe pick himself up in the feed. There's a reason for that, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. I will talk about that later. We're on with Inner Circle. Teeny going to get aggressive here, but potentially a little bit too much, as he ends up being covered over by some of this Gamax roster. That's going to be
you get Lodi quick at boat
up close. Orbs, what can you do?
Man.
As he continues.
Yeah, but the fights over there.
I mean,
this guy got a sniper.
Gorgeous on mainstream if you could pull this off, but that's a close range to be trying to pull out a sniper rifle, pistol in hand. Now we'll still have that cover from Tennox over the top, but also there's going to be the third player, Elolam, on the opposite side. Could they set up a pinch if you just stay alive?
Man, at this point, I would just send it. Send it, and you got a pistol and a sniper, bro.
Bray's going to be the one to jump on top. Pistol in hand. Sugra, he is going to be able to at least find the knock, but there isn't a full there. Bray, he's going to move on forward to find them, but Wars from distance actually brings down an odds. So just like that, for Inner Circle, Bray kind of has to play his life. You're probably telling Teeny, hey, just bleed out. It's A-okay. We can get you back on, and we are still very early game with the Resurgence timer. For Alatu, hey, guess what? 9Z, they are back into the game, and they are just trying to hang on here. PA will rip across, no worries there. But they obviously kind of at the end of that first series were feeling very, very good. Glad to see them back on into the mix for Virtus Pro and Gentlemates still looking to get active here.
Oh man, he actually lost that? I thought he was going to win that with a little door bust. Did you see what Shifty tweeted? I did not. What did he tweet?
Company, of course, Virtus Pro.
Is he talking shit already?
They can do already, and looks like they're just only getting started. Trying to hold the high ground, looking out on over the top. He's going to try and give out intel and also finds a knock onto Nautilus to make it even better. As teammates float on in, that will give you the 3v2 numbers advantage. Your third isn't necessarily going to have the weaponry, but the numbers themselves will just hand you the advantage in the fight. And I wonder at all, is Gentlemate's going to maybe see this happening, hear these gunshots, and are they going to rotate over? Are they just worried about holding down their own POI? Looks like no movement for the time being because, well, Inner Circle, they've tried to come over here and land at Bio. So no opportunity for movement for Virtus Pro, though. They're going to go ahead. Managed to hold on to Chemical.
Are they about to wipe these guys? No, he's landing back in. They're good.
This EXO Esports roster here right now.
Yeah, poor guys, dude. They're in the blender right now, getting ran down. They got pistols and shit.
Okay, you got somebody is trying to get active on over here. One member of Gentlemates has entered into the Chemical side, but you might just be an easy picking for the time being. Bramalok looking up over the top as Enkyo looks to get active. Yeah, the Gentlemates are here to take
they're running him down.
Shield himself from the Semtex and won't find much purchase as Nuke stage.
That's the thing about Rebirth. You can just take fights that you wouldn't take on big map. These guys don't give a fuck.
Donkey down for the moment. That's probably all you're going to get. Yeah, a circle, by the way. We did get a quick look at the full map. It will continue to pull off towards this direction. So all the fights happening now could have huge repercussions for later. Yeah, and I like that sort of patience from Virtus Pro. They easily could have tried to maybe ego on top of Chemical against some of those members of Gentlemates.
Did they get that kill? Oh my god, they got that kill.
Don't have to worry about it. They back on up. They are fine.
We had a moment there where the kill feed said the 5 fists had been wiped, but I'm seeing at the top still 14 teams, so maybe you've just
this will be me.
Back in. The answer is yes, you get one in.
Let's go over the water. Let's see who's swimming. Let's get some free ones.
You survive for a moment, and never mind, anxiety found. So we will see 5 fears eliminated. So that stronghold landing might be there for free.
Okay, 5 fears, first team out.
Certainly not on the cards.
I'm not sure who's on that roster, but they're not happy.
Last member alive, EXO. Gonna go for a swim a little bit. Hang on out here. Looks like he can get the other teammates back on through. A lot of movement happening up towards this prison side, though. EWC throwing a little bit of a shoulder down below. Vision with the heat check.
The water sucks. Yeah, shouts out nadeshot.
It's a great
Why the fuck do they have water in Call of Duty?
Continuing trying to hold that door. Great play from that squad in the tunnel. Bait them on in, be able to get the trade. EWC currently sitting on 4. Not a bad way to start this game.
No, I said before we came into the whole day that this Gamax roster are a bit of a dark horse, really. They've had LAN experience, they've brought in Sucker and surprised everybody. Qualifying from North America, a bad team doesn't do that. And you see a couple of kills coming up in the feed as Scump finds Blast. 100 Thieves that will trade that out with Grom. Also then being found by Wars
Dude,
elsewhere.
they're still farming over here, bro. VP is farming control.
To more of this chemical land as they send in a circle packing, gaining so much space on the map that really they're gonna have to go on the hunt to find any kills, otherwise just locking in for a late position.
Yeah, and I kind of love, I was looking exactly, I'm like, wait, where is Team Vision in all of this? Because we've seen them getting active, and I look kind of down on in, and they are landing towards that factory side, down
someone just got eliminated. I'm not sure what team that is, but
well, VKA,
11 teams left.
We see Sucre get taken on out in the kill feed, and that is a wipe. So very quickly we went from no teams eliminated to 3 teams.
He's got to be loving this. He's playing on 100 ping every day, playing with Mason and shit. Now he's on land. This probably feels great.
They get found, and at the wrong moment, Sucre is then cleaned up by Vidati. So unfortunate timing for a team that looked like they were just about finding their footing. XO Esports can fight over this.
See, that's why I'm not at the boat. Right there.
That's FIFA kill. Vision Esports here then to try and lock this down. You do have support from your teammates. One on factory roof, one floating in the sky. FIFA kill just deciding to do this himself. LC10 in hand. Can you stay up for now? Notrius trying to pull that out and finds.
Okay, they kill Thief, but teammates are still.
I would love to maybe see a little bit of help there.
Playing out, they're good.
It's not going to be enough. Lennon, I think he tries
Lennon
to
just
land,
kind of went in.
He's not going to be able to stay alive as well as Notrius will find him. So a nice little two-piece there from Notrius onto some members of Team Vision. You can see in our upper left-hand corner where the zone is pulling. This feels like we're going to that sort of split harbor red final end zone. And when we look at some of the teams that are there, I think we have a lot of squads who have this same idea.
This might be Godspot right here. This building's so good.
Yeah, VKA have got a big amount of action to hold off here. This could reward them.
Circle's still big though.
Later on. Can you third-party the situation though? And yes, you do find Volcom as he also finds Nate Dogg in turn. So you're going to understand that you're full 3 right now fighting against the remainder of squads. So not only is there a couple of kills on the board, you spot the leg of ghostclamp.
Pull that sub back out there.
Just slipping away. Kazoo trying to chase after that. And eventually ghostclamp somehow not spotted. Fish in the water will swim away. Kill feed, by the way, kill being found. So Vision Esports continue to be in a little bit of a blender. Echo was the only player up for them for a while. And yeah, in trouble. Virtus Pro looking to hold this rotation down. That is actually going to be the Gentlemates trying to find their way out of this industry building. Not going to be easy to do.
Yeah, I mean, the zone is pulling them away, and that's what I'm a little bit worried about here, Enigma. You have to go up this sort of a ladder area,
smoke,
and it
should be all right.
Maybe 2 ships
smoke over to buy, chilling.
Virtus Pro not even looking over here. Could have caught them on the steps if they need to. The smoke will go ahead.
Oh my God.
Backside. But you're not
almost just ripped this shit.
Danger just yet. You enter that prison courtyard. You have some members of Rock looking down at you as well. It does look like Hollow is found. But Grom,
dude, I don't know what's going on. This is fucking madness.
And well, we're starting to see Blast get in the mix as well as Gabe Kuhn. He slides out here, is able to find Gromalog. That's going to leave Hollow be the last one alive. Just as Enkyo spawns back on in, hiding in a corner that is there. So
you can tell he uses YY macros at home. What the fuck is a YY macro?
Each other. It all benefits the Thieves though as they find kills in the feed. Hollow's trying to tuck himself away, and the Gentlemates will be eliminated. Gabe Kuhn with the punishing blow towards the end.
I've never heard of a YY macro.
You're going to Volcom for company. You've also got Rock Esports deciding to swarm towards this. You see Vision Esports eliminated early here, far earlier than they would have liked in 10th. But Rockcraft kills on the board, 6-4 Vision himself. I was wondering just how much they were going to do with the fact that not many people were landing prison, but this circle has dragged so many squads rotating through here.
Do you live under a rock? I mean, why would you have a YY macro?
Really sort of cautious about is yes, you've sort of cut your way up into
prison, extra sauce?
But you know you're going to have to play out of this. But I think if I'm thinking about where the zone is ending, you want to play from this prison side up, down.
For vibes?
You don't want to have to kind of play from the bottom up. But when I'm taking a look, you can see squad number 6 on your minimap, VKA. They've already laid claim to sort of red and this area. They're set up for final center zone. They're going to be feeling very, very solid.
That position's still down there low. Exactly that little triangle building.
Hop on up.
Looks like I might pull down there.
It's going to be great. Unfortunately, you're not going to be able to do it uncontested because Rock, they're playing from the other side. We see Wars with a sniper in hand, and he is trying to land those shots and play a little bit of a spoiler.
Skull just turns the tide on that whole fight there. You actually have a knock come through onto 100 Thieves, but his PA actually covers over.
I mean, all these guys got to rotate. I wonder if they drop down low prison probably, just go through low.
3v3. for the rooftop.
I mean, you parachuting this, you are getting insta beam, bro.
Out of Novo in behind, they are underneath, so it's not a threat right now, but could always play that late gas rotation. Thing is, this next circle's dragging everybody
he's
off
pinching
the top.
top.
So
He pinches zip. These two are locked down. This is Thieves too.
Sail into the wind, and well, you get this kind of cross-trade situation. Blast just trying to provide coverage, cracks one, backs one down.
Yep.
But now
okay, they're going low. That was actually kind of clean out of Blast. Hybrid.
I mean, great way for Blast to be able to play his life and stay alive. But look at the kill feed, actually.
Hey, here we go, feed. Here we go. Good positioning.
Okay.
We were a little bit baited here. Not only are they alive,
whoa,
they're
whoa.
kicking Enigma, finding kills in the kill feed. They're going to go ahead.
I guess it's the solo. Actually, yeah, run him down.
Building on the outside of Gens. And look who's surging
my God.
Virtus Pro. They're still here. They say, hey, we understand you don't
Okay, they get the trade on the noobs.
We're going to try and answer
but they lose a player. They have a buy there, though, right?
Make the trade, and you can see
I wish it showed the buy stations on the minimap.
From Virtus Pro there. Not expecting Vision.
There should be a buy right outside this building.
And next thing you know, hey, they're right back into this game.
Yeah, Rock and Novo trying to hit this rotation down, by the way. You will lose pretty much everybody if you are.
Ooh.
Novo, Cams does just enough, but Prodigy's there for the trade. So Novo out of here.
Still
into
Thieves,
our
though.
top 6 to give you a bit of a lay of the land. You will have B-Daddy
This is
still
the fight right here. Thieves are trying to hold their cross.
You have all 3 remaining in Vision who have claimed Harbor, so everybody else got to figure their routes
What
in.
happened to Biffle? Falcons are done for the day.
In very much so open territory.
They played their
One
6
more
matches.
team needs
They're
to be
done.
eliminated for us to be into our top 5, get to that 1.4 times multiplier. And with the amount of kills that we are seeing on the board, a couple of these
thinking
teams
about
can
it, this
absolutely make use of that.
Oh, wow,
Gabe
Thieves, Prodigy.
But overheat,
Takes down both of them.
Not only does he knock Blast, but he's able to find Gabe.
But these matches probably, like, the day probably goes so quick for these Warzone guys, dude, because you're only playing 6 maps. And Rebirth games just feel quick in general.
Rock has been here at the top. They're trying to be able to clean up 100 T. Well, Team Vision, they have the high ground. They have the ability to use this sort of roof as a little bit of look over. And Prodigy, he's just taking out
Yeah, they're still in God spot. And look at this.
Set it up then.
3 solos all in the water.
Couple of swimmers. Prodigy's going to tuck himself into the shag. 3-on-1 rooftop.
5 teams left. Multi's in. 4 teams left. Wait, Thief and them are in a decent spot.
Found by net odds. 2 swimmers remain then. Otherwise,
I think, where'd that zone pull?
Hold your ground, stand your buildings, but the zone will pull the direction that the French Vision esports have to go.
Yeah,
they're in a tough spot here.
Well, the early rotations are great. Skullface in the feed. He finds net odds. That
Oh,
is
good
a
crack.
squad getting eliminated. He's doing what he needs to do, and that is stay alive. And the fact that he's finding kills in this multiplier.
Oh,
is
it's
huge.
madness. It's madness.
He's going to take a lot of damage. Jumps over the top into the water. Meanwhile, his teammate Lennon playing from the inside could be a little bit
Skullface
of
a solo and 2-3v3 or 2v3
in.
actually. They lost
Moving
somebody.
on forward. Skullface down below. It's a 3v2v1.
Right,
Lennon.
2v3.
He's going to be the one to find the slide.
Lennon and FIFA, the duo.
Add another one to the tally.
But Feef's in the water.
They're
Yeah.
looking for the final kills, though.
1v3. He does this, I gift 100.
Kadzu is, and when do you swarm? When do you drop onto Lennon? When do you give him trouble with Lennon? We'll find one. The thermite, absolute perfection, is also going to
Okay, he falls. GG.
For him to hold the Frenchman who
Wait, that's their second win.
To the end building early and swatted away all challengers.
These guys are playing some good Warzone right now, man.
And cut everybody down for the victory here in map number
VKA,
7.
right?
Hey, they win a
Yeah,
game
VKA.
against Group A, they win a game against Group C, and I think if you are a fan of this
Playing
team,
some solid
that
games.
is what you wanted
Great.
to see. It was
I mean,
not a
good
fluke
zone
that
pull
they
for them.
performed
They
in
obviously
those
have the
earlier
God spot.
games.
They stay there the
come
whole
back on
game,
in.
get a
It's
good pull.
fresh set of teams, and they looked absolutely lights out. What's more importantly about
Feeling
some of
good.
those kill fights that we saw there, Enigma, it's the
Had you
early
scared for a
rotation.
second? Nah,
They understand
nah.
where the zone is going. They understand the power
Maybe a
position, the
little bit.
building they need to be in. They set up early, and not only do they give
All
up
right, 2 more
kills to
games
try to make that
remaining.
happen, they let all the
VKA
kills
with their
come to
second
them.
win of the day.
That's how you're able to get high
Out of 4
elim,
games,
take advantage of
50%
that
win
1.6
percentage. These
times
guys are
multiplier.
balling.
Yeah, I love the decision as well.